Hi, Savea. My name is Gabby, and during this part of your visit, we're going to be doing a 24-hour recall together where you're going to tell me everything you ate in the past 24 hours and everything you drink. And everything is confidential. So, does this sound good to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, sweet. First, we're gonna make a list, just a quick list of everything you ate and you drink yesterday, any meals, snacks, drinks, and then we'll go back through and fill out all the details. And then at the very end, we can talk about any supplements you took. So, any questions before we get into it?
Nope.
Okay, perfect. So, starting yesterday, can you tell me the very first thing you ate that day?
Yes, I had a yogurt bowl which had granola and dark chocolate chips. And then I also had some blueberries and blackberries,
Perfect.
not in the yogurt bowl as like a separate thing.
Perfect. Right. And then what about after that?
Then that was it until lunch.
Mhm.
And lunch, I had like a taco bowl, like a homemade taco bowl, which had ground beef. Well, it had taco seasoning on the ground beef. And then rice, and then it also had cheese and lettuce, and then peppers and onions.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that might have been it. Oh, and then it had like a little like hot sauce on it. Um, and then as like a side with that, I had carrot sticks and then one of those like mini like serving size bags of like the baked Lay's chips, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, perfect. Anything else with lunch?
Nope, that was it. Well, water. I had water.
And then what about after lunch?
So then after lunch, probably like around 2 o'clock, I had a Go Macro bar, and some apple slices.
Okay. And then after that?
Then after that was dinner, and I had chicken pesto pasta. So I made it was like penne, like whole wheat penne,
Mhm.
and then just like pesto from the store, and then grilled chicken.
Perfect.
And I had a handful of spinach in there as well.
Nice. Okay. Anything after that?
And then after that, I had this is going to be really hard to describe, but it's like a little like it was like Thin Mint brand, but it wasn't a Thin Mint. It was like a knockoff type
Okay.
thing. I don't know what it's called,
Okay.
but I had two of those.
Okay. Perfect.
And then I had a cup of peppermint tea.
Okay. Anything else before bed after that?
Nope.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna go through some of the foods that are typically forgotten. So I'll just ask you a couple questions and it may or may not trigger your memory for anything. Okay,
Cool.
so besides reporting water at lunch, did you drink any water besides that?
Yeah, I probably had about like three 24-ounce water bottles throughout the day. And then probably like an 8-ounce cup with breakfast and an 8-ounce cup with dinner.
Is that lunch like water from your water bottle?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Any other coffee, juice? I know you said you had tea.
Yes, I had coffee with breakfast. It was like a 12-ounce to go cup. Well, it was like from home, but it was in a to go cup. And then I had probably like a tablespoon of Chobani hazelnut creamer.
Okay. Did you have any cookies besides the Thin Mints or any candy or other sweets? No.
Mm-mm.
Perfect. Um, and then we've got you had fruit with breakfast, you had carrot sticks with lunch, um, and apple slices with your snack. Besides that, any other fruit, vegetables, or cheese?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. And then what about any bread, tortillas, or rolls throughout the day?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And then let's see. Besides your chips at lunch and your Go macro bar, did you have any other chips, crackers, popcorn, pretzels, or other snack type foods?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. And then any beer, wine, or cocktails or other alcoholic drinks?
Nope. I did have NyQuil though, if that counts.
Perfect. Okay. So we're just gonna kind of run back through real quick. So, what kind of yogurt did you have in the morning?
It was 0% of the Faye.
Yep. And how much of that do you think you had?
Probably like a cup, maybe three-fourths of a cup.
Okay. And then how much granola on there?
Probably like 2 tablespoons, I would say.
And was it a specific brand of
It
granola?
was Simply Elizabeth.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, oh, sorry, everybody. My cats. All right. Okay. Simply Elizabeth granola. And then let's see, how much dark chocolate chips do you think you had?
Probably like a tablespoon and a half.
Okay. Oh, okay, perfect. And then how much blueberries and blackberries do you think you had?
Probably like a quarter cup of each.
Okay.
But the blueberries were pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a quarter cup of those. So I don't know. Like normal blueberries, probably a little less.
Okay. Perfect. Um, okay. And did you eat all of that for breakfast? You finished everything?
Yes. Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Then to lunch for your taco bowl, how much ground beef do you think you had?
Probably. Oh, I forgot to include with the taco. I don't know if I forgot to include this or
Mhm.
not, but I had rice with it. With the taco bowl.
Perfect.
So I probably had like three-quarters of a cup of rice and
Mhm.
then probably about the same of ground beef.
Okay. And what kind of rice was it?
Jasmine.
Okay. And then what kind of cheese was on there?
Shredded Mexican cheese. It was like the Hy-Vee brand.
Perfect. And how much of that?
Probably like 2 tablespoons, maybe.
Perfect. And then how much lettuce did you have?
Probably about two-thirds of a cup.
And was that just like shredded lettuce or?
Yeah, like the that you can get in like a bag.
Mhm. And then your peppers and onions, were those like sauteed, grilled? How are those?
Yes, they were sauteed together with like probably a tablespoon of olive oil. And they were both diced. Probably like a quarter cup of each.
Okay. And then how much hot sauce?
Like a teaspoon maybe.
Mhm. And what kind of brand was that?
The Frank's Red Hot.
Mhm.
I think that's what it's called.
Yes, perfect. And then your carrot sticks, how many of those did you have?
They were like the real carrots that I like cut up into little
Mhm.
slices. I probably had about they were like variable size, but probably 10.
Okay. And then did you have any dip with that?
No.
Perfect. And then for your apple slices, was that like one full apple you cut up?
Yep, it was a Fuji apple, I believe, or apple Honey Crisp. Honey
Perfect.
Crisp.
And then let's see, dinner. How much pasta do you think you had?
Probably a cup.
Mhm. And then a handful of spinach. Do you
hmm
have a guess on how much grilled chicken and pesto were in there?
Grilled chicken, probably about 3 ounces.
Hmm.
And I used like the whole little like mini thing of pesto, but I didn't have like the whole thing, if that
Yes.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't eat all of this food that I made.
Yes.
So if we're talking about like my serving, I probably had like a teaspoon of pesto.
And then, okay, so you had two Thin Mint cookies, 1 cup of peppermint tea. How many, like, was that like a regular mug?
hmm
Like a 12?
Yeah, it was probably like 8 to 10 ounces. Yeah, maybe 12.
Perfect. Any honey or anything in there?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And then what time did you have breakfast at?
About like 6:15 a.m.
And was that at home?
Yes, I was at home.
Perfect. And then what time for lunch?
It was around like 11:30 in the morning.
Okay. And where was that?
I was at rotations.
Perfect. And then your snack was at 2 p.m. Was that also at rotations?
Yeah.
Okay. And then dinner.
6 p.m.
Okay.
at
And
home.
at home. Awesome. And then the Thin Mints and tea.
The Thin Mint was probably like 7 p.m.
Hmm.
Um, also at home. And the tea was, I want to say like 9.
All right. So I'm just gonna quickly review everything you had real quick. So at 6:15 at home for breakfast, you had a fat-free yogurt bowl with some Simply Elizabeth granola, 2 tablespoons, and a tablespoon and a half of dark chocolate chips. And then you had a quarter cup of blueberries and blackberries, 8 ounces of water, and 12 ounces of brewed coffee with 1 tablespoon hazelnut creamer. Anything I missed there?
Nope.
Okay. For at lunch, it was 11:30. At rotations, you had a taco bowl with 3/4 cup ground beef with taco seasoning, 3/4 cup jasmine rice, 2 tablespoons shredded Mexican cheese, 2/3 cup shredded lettuce, um, a quarter cup each of sautéed peppers and onions with olive oil, and then some Frank's Red Hot, and then about 10 carrot sticks, a mini baked Lay's chip bag, and then water throughout the day. That sound good so far?
Yep.
Okay. At 2 p.m. you had a snack, Go Macro Bar. What flavor was that?
The like oatmeal chocolate chip, I think it's called.
My favorite.
Is it?
And then you had 1 cut up Fuji apple. Any other snacks that were missing?
Nope.
Okay. For dinner, 6 p.m. at home, you had grilled chicken pesto pasta, whole wheat penne, about a cup of pasta, 3 ounces grilled chicken, handful of spinach, and 8 ounces of water. And then evening snack, 2 small Thin Mint cookies at 7 p.m. and then peppermint tea at 9 p.m. And then you filled your water bottle up 3 times throughout the day.
Yeah.
Am I missing anything?
Nope. Sounds good.
Okay. And then in terms of this amount of food, would you say this is pretty typical for you, more than you normally eat, or less than you normally eat?
I would say pretty typical, probably a little less at breakfast than what I normally eat, but overall it was roughly the same.
Perfect. Okay, and now we'll just quickly talk about if did you take any supplements yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And what were those?
I take an omega-3. It's like the algae form, not like the fish oil form,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took my vitamin D and then my B complex.
Okay. Do you know the doses for any of those?
Ooh, I don't.
That's it. That's okay. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you for your time and participation, Savea. This has been great. Do you have
Of
any
course.
questions for me?
I do not.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.